So the aspect of the work that we do as the Triratna Buddhist community, the Triratna Buddhist order, that I'd like to see more of. Well, at the moment, what I'm particularly interested in is Kalyana Mitrata, spiritual friendship, particularly in the men's side of things, because that's where I do most of my work. I really do think that there needs to be a lot more engagement, by Dharmacharis, men order members, a lot more engagement, a lot more interest, a lot more involvement and befriending, men getting involved in our spiritual community. I mean, there's no particular way of doing that. In a way, it sort of doesn't matter how you do it, but I'd really like to see a lot more of that. I'd like to see order members working with non-order members in, starting centres, running classes, taking on projects, working in businesses, living together, whatever it is, whatever the circumstances people are in, because that is how people grow and develop. That's how people become order members, and that's how they stay in the order. When I say stay in the order, how they make the most of being an order member. I heard this very interesting statistic recently, which intrigued me. I've no way of knowing whether it's true, but it's a statistic that apparently has been written somewhere, and that is that by 2014 there'll be more Dharmacharinis than Dharmacharis in our order. Fantastic. Well done Dharmacharinis, well done, for all the work that they're doing. I'm very, very pleased about that. But what's that saying about the men's side? To me, that says that there isn't sufficient spiritual friendship happening among the men. And I think men have really got to think about that. Not think about it. The time for thinking is over. They need to do it. They've got to get stuck in and get involved a lot more than they do. I'm sure people hearing this, they'll have all sorts of other thoughts. But I really am convinced, of the value of spiritual friendship. I notice that when people have good friends, before they're ordained, after they're ordained, they really flourish. It's about interest. When somebody's really, my experience has been in my, life before I was ordained, after being ordained, when people show real interest in you, people with some, people who are practicing the Dharma, and they show real interest in you, you flourish. You really grow, and you go forward, you come out, you're encouraged, you feel encouraged, and I'd like to see a lot more of that happening on the men's side, a lot more, and a lot more imagination being brought to bear about how to be together. I mean, the trouble is, you mentioned the word spiritual friendship, people think that you must sit down, have a cup of tea and talk about problems. So sometimes people think of it like that. Well, of course, it's not about that. It's about being inspired and moved by the Dharma, inspired and moved by, somebody, beginning to emerge into the Dharma, and doing whatever needs to be done to bring that forth a lot more. So that is the area that I'd like to see a lot more of. Yeah.